tell you all the way around. home of the Matildas. It doesn't get too much better than that on the lights. Hello and welcome to Football Victoria's coverage of the Yankee Cup semi-final here at the home of the Matildas. It's Bundoora United taking on Preston Lions this evening. Preston, of course, do go into this game heavy favourites. They're currently second on the NPL table. Plenty of experienced players. Matildas in that Preston Lions team coming up against a Bundoora in the division below the VPL, currently sitting 5th. But they've done it before, Bundoora. They beat a more fancied opponent to get here in the quarter-final. Fleeting defeat on Kilo Park that day, of course, and now they will look to put everything on the line to make history. To make the Nike Cup final. The VPL team, first time in their club's history. Both of these sides, first time they've been in this stage, so whatever happens tonight, it is one that will go down in the history books. 90 minutes, potentially 120 in front of us. Really is a blank slate. It is the beauty of cup football. Take you through the starting lineups for both teams this evening. For Bundoora in number order, number 2, Sabi Meta, number 3, Alessia Politano, number 10, Louisa Karati, number 9, Fresneda, number 17, Kalina Cowley, number 20, Melissa Salidis, number 23, Taylor Falabi, number 24, Julia Mamone, number 32, goalkeeper Elizabeth Aya, number 35, Naya Popowell, and number 44, Maeve Dean. That leaves on the bench for Bundoora, number 4, Alana Benikovic, number 7, Heather Siti, number 8, Alexi Garcia, number 13, Samantha Black, number 29, Caitlin Richards, and number 36, Sasha Kenner. They are coached, of course, by Jonathan Barrientos. For Preston Lions, and they're coached, of course, by Dan Foden. Their lineup is as follows. Number 1, their keeper, Charlotte Ray Horrison. Number 2, Jade Feeks. Number 8, Miri Nishimura. Number 9, Molly Mae Ramsey. Number 11, Ellie Flaming. Number 15, Emma Checker. Number 17, Ellie Lamont. Number 24, Hayley Johnson. Number 25, Jamila Rankin. Number 50, Georgia Henderson. And number 55, Dakota Tyson. That means on the bench for Preston today is number 6, El Talevsky. Number 14, Mebe Tanaka. Number 20, Summer Cabaneccia. Number 31, Lauren Ferrugia. Number 37, Susan von Songcam. And number 54, Brianna Gurr. Getting ready to get us started today is central official Angelique Katsalis. All set to go. And it is Bundoora United who get us underway in the Nike Cup semi-final. Of course, winner takes everything tonight. Bundoora will be hoping to do something special, get themselves into their first ever Nike Cup final. Preston looking to get on the attack immediately. Would have been denied by the offside flag had that ball found its target. Preston a slightly rotated side tonight. Ellie Vlamick getting an opportunity to start. Molly Mae Ramsey as well. Dakota Tyson, often names that are seen coming on as game changers, as is the new parlance. Get their starting chance this evening. There's an early foul. Does go Preston's way, and one of those players, well, certainly someone who is an almost automatic starter whenever she is available, is Jamila Rankin, the 21-year-old. Has one cap for the Matildas back in 2022. One of 2 Matildas on the park. Emma Checker, the player standing over the ball now to take the free kick, is the other. She'll deliver a dangerous-looking ball into the penalty area. It's headed away. And Preston will have the first corner of the evening. Miri Nishimura, the Japanese national, is the player who will take the corner. She's most often on set-piece duties for Preston. One player on the keeper, the rest lining up to run in. Delivery is good at the near post, headed away. We'll have a second bite of the cherry. That was Savi Mehta, the 22-year-old, who headed the ball away at the front post. Formerly played in the Indian Premier League, also played in Scotland. Nishimura to take the second consecutive corner, goes back post this time, and it's claimed very well by Elizabeth Iyer, who tries to distribute quickly, but Nishimura is able to get back and prevent any kind of transition. You would imagine that Bundoora today will be relying on those transitions. They did so very, very well against Keilor Park in that quarterfinal. They were incredibly well organised. They stifled Keilor's attack, but Preston will be an entirely different proposition today as Henderson tries to swing that ball in. Nishimura touch, Lamont! Great save. Elizabeth Iyer straight into the action. A fantastic dive to her left to keep the scores level. Iyer was actually named the Victorian Futsal League Golden Glove last season, so a fantastic shot stopper. You have to be at that level. And at this level in outdoor, she has so far kept her side in the game. Third corner for Nishimura. And this time doesn't challenge anyone and will go harmlessly out of play over the crossbar. An opportunity now for Bundoora just to have some time on the ball. They've been relentlessly pinned in so far, and unfortunately for them, they've given possession away cheaply. So with just over 4 minutes on the clock, Preston will have another opportunity to camp themselves in Bundoora's back third. Lamont had that golden opportunity earlier. She shoots from range again. Iyer, safe hands. Just assessing her options here. She'll look to kick for distance. It's Dakota Tyson of Preston who is heading that ball forward, trying to shut down the advance. Maybe some space now for Bundoora. Ball up the line. Tilda's caps earlier, over 150 appearances in the A-League Women's. Announced her retirement last season from that level of competition, but it's always fantastic to see her out there in a Preston Lions shirt. Really, one of the big challenges tonight for Bundoora is going to be from these sorts of situations where they have the ball deep in their own territory, trying to find a way through Preston's press is going to be a struggle. They know that they're going to be able to hit in transition. We saw in that quarterfinal a fantastic goal from Maya Popplewell. Long-range stunner that day. But Preston in behind early, a shot, and it's flown wide. Hayley Johnson really should have buried that. You'd expect someone of her calibre to put that in the back of the net. She scored 13 goals in this NPL season so far, but on that occasion she's managed to miss the target. And a double teapot shows her displeasure at the miss. Popplewell intercepted high. Molly May Ramsey will try to find Johnson, but it's shepherded out well by Savi Mehta. Much to her dismay and disagreement. It has been ruled a corner by referee Angelique Katsalis, so the fourth already. This time it'll be taken short. Nishimura to deliver from a different angle towards the back post. A header! And again, Elizabeth Ayer called into action. It was Jade Feeks from Preston who got her head on the ball. Wasn't able to get the required power that she needed. Nishimura. Ball over the top. Lamont, well, for a second to be winning that foot race, but that was because she was offside, as flagged by the assistant referee. She's very quick, Lamont, the 25-year-old. 8 goals at NPL level this season. She's formerly played for Perth Glory in the A-League Women's as a teenager. She's got that ability to be direct and to get in behind. Good finisher as well. Good turn from Verratti. Karina DePaoli making sure that Bundoora win the throw. DePaoli, an American, played her college at Little Rock Trojans. Signed mid-season for Bundoora on her path to becoming a professional footballer, her dream. She's been good for Bundoora in the VPL this season, 4 goals in 6 games. She appeared in their Nike Cup quarter-final as well against Keilor Park. Fresneda, good switch of play. Julia Mamone. Rankin is there to intercept. Bundoora still have the ball. That pass looking for Fresneda. Could only find the feet of Checker. Back in State 1 last season, Fresneda scored an astonishing 25 goals in 18 appearances. Hasn't been as prolific this season, but will certainly be a dangerous player to watch out for. Napolitano, all up the line. 2 Lions players ran into each other, so Bundoora will have the throw again in a slightly more advanced position this time. Over the top, all the way to Tini, who'll hook it into the on-rushing to Powley at the back post, but it was well cut out by Ray Horrison. She released quickly. Preston attempting to counter-attack. It was cut out well, though. And now Bundoora, after maybe being a little shell-shocked in the first 5 or so minutes of the game, they're beginning to make their mark and play their football. And slow starters against Keilor Park as well. Went behind in that game and managed to work their way back into it, and certainly by the second half were the better team. So maybe just slow starters based on the Nike Cup evidence that we have in front of us. Preston's throw up just being urged to go all the way back there. Molly Mae Ramsey stealing a few too many metres. Preston keeping possession, but now giving it away. It's a good crowd building here at the home of the Matildas. A lot of Bundoora United scarves and beanies out and about. These are typically cold Melbourne Wednesday evening as Hayley Johnson strides into the box. Johnson towards the back post, controlled by Lamont, but couldn't get the shot away. Now, can Bundoora break? A long ball from Fresneda, who's looking for Karina Tapauli. Couldn't find a right idea from Bundoora. You get the sense we're going to see a lot of that. Checker taking the space off it. Ellie Mae Ramsey. And the pass is cut out, and it'll come back to Johnson. Ramsey. Flaming was looking for that ball in behind. It never arrived. Ramsey will take the throw instead. Flaming trying to keep her feet and keep the move going. Johnson, eventually play will come back to that foul, I believe, on Flaming by Savi Mehta. Referee Angelique Casales was willing to play advantage, but when that advantage ran out, took it back to the free kick. Miri Nishimura again from another set piece opportunity. They've had plenty of those in these opening minutes. Preston, can they make this one count? She's got tall targets to aim for. A two-person wall in her way. Back post delivery again, punched away, and Fresneda's got work to do. She does it well to clear it away. A little bit of confusion on both sides now. A shot from distance, it goes wide. Well, it was worth an effort because Elizabeth Ayer was maybe not perfectly positioned after the scramble, after the set piece. But all's well ends well from Bundoora's perspective. This is where we see this press in action here from Preston. They would have practiced this. They had a 2-day longer turnaround from the weekend's league games than Bundoora. Preston playing on Friday night. They had a 4-0 victory over Brunswick Juventus, whereas Bundoora also a 4-0 victory against Eltham in the VPL, but on Sunday. So perhaps some tired legs out there for Bundoora as well. No doubt the adrenaline of making it to this stage of the cup will keep them going. Here's an in-swinging corner this time delivered. Mano can only hit side netting. Trying to change the angle using the left foot of Jamila Rankin as opposed to the right of Nishimura. Aya has proven herself more than capable enough of dealing with those aerial threats so far. Bundoora trying to press forward, can only give the ball away to Feeks. Now Checker. Long ball over the top, looking for that run of Johnson. Aya, we'll see it safely out of play. Wouldn't necessarily say that Bundoora are parking the bus or anything of that nature. They're certainly playing a little bit deeper and trying to play in transition, but sometimes if you do find teams sitting in a low block, going direct can be the best way to counter it. Bundoora fans up in arms at that challenge from Feeks. It is wonderful to see the home of the Matildas used for occasions like this one, as the ball slipped in behind to Vlamic. Ellie Vlamic goes around the keeper, but her touch too heavy. And so it will be just a goal kick. Preston believe it should be another corner. And Vlamic, she did the hard work. Her touch just a little bit too much on it. Again, that's the danger of that direct piercing ball through the defence. Very difficult to counter. Here's another ball looking for the centre. Good touch from Henderson, who shoots well over the crossbar that time. And before Preston's opportunity there, I was going to say it is great to see home of the Matildas full and used as much as it has been. Of course, it was the scene of the National Youth Championships held last week, ending with New South Wales Metro victories in the 16s and 15s category. Many of these players, some of them more years ago than others, would have played in that competition. It's always fantastic to see the next generation coming through. And the pitch here still looking resplendent, really, considering the amount of traffic that's been on it. So that's always great to see. Here go Bundoora. Deeney looking for a ball in behind to Poley. Preston defenders got back. Still driving forward here is Deeney. And a shot from distance, well, worth an effort from Taylor Halabi. Has the approval of several fans here in the stands for attempting that shot. The first one for Bundoora this evening. And it could take something like that, a long-range effort. Play in transition on the counter, something like that could really open the game up. The longer that it stays scoreless, the happier Bundoora United will be. Because there's nothing we've seen to suggest that Preston aren't, as the pre-game predictions would have had it, pretty massive favourites, but it's been nearly 20 minutes, no score on the board, and Bundoora looking more and more threatening with every passing minute. Deeney passing into the middle. And to be dealt with by Napolitano. Bundoora come back with the ball, and well, you could see the idea. Trying to find Dupali again, who's been very busy up top alongside Deeney. Here goes Jamila Rankin. Jamila Rankin, she's beating everyone. Rankin shoots on her left. And that would have been the solo goal of the competition had Jamila Rankin managed to put that one away. Just showing her class. She can sometimes sit back a little bit in these games, but when she decides she's on, she's on. Recently played in the A-League Women's for Melbourne Victory. She also has that one Matildas Cup from back in 2022. Very highly rated young talent, Australian under-23s international more recently. With that wand of a left foot. And certainly at this level, she's been playing for Preston this season. You can see that pace and that ability to dribble past players on display. Of course, hoping to take a similar path as Caitlin Sorby, who played for Preston Lions last season. Now in the Matildas Olympic squad, so the pathway from the mighty Preston all the way to the Matildas, if you can take it. Johnson. Back to Tyson, whose pass is intercepted. Now some space for Fresneda to run into. Diana Fresneda playing it forward. DePaoli, still DePaoli on the edge of the area. Still going. Can she strike on her left? She can't. Karina DePaoli and a shot. Well, Maeve Deeney has collided here with Charlotte Ray-Horrison. Both players look to be down and in trouble. The cross came in after fantastic work from DePaoli on the edge of the area. Neither Deeney or Ray-Horrison took a backward step. Both players here not in a good way. Hopefully this isn't as serious as it looks for either. Well, both teams will now take the opportunity to get in the huddle as this looks like it could be an extended break in play. And for Bundoora, it's pretty much as you are, still scoreless. They're beginning to create opportunities. Great to see Maeve Deeney back up and on her feet. And for Preston, after all of that early pressure, they had 3 corners in just about the first 4 minutes. They haven't had the clear-cut opportunities that perhaps they would have liked up to this point in this game. So for them, they'll feel a lot more comfortable when they can find that breakthrough. But again, for Bundoora, the longer it stays like this, the better case scenario it is for them. It allows them to have a bit more freedom as well as the game goes on. That was probably their best opportunity of the game so far. And Karina DePaoli really is a handful, the American. And both players now back up on their feet. Charlotte Ray-Horrison with the ball in her hands, and the 17-year-old will get us back underway. Long ball into midfield, hoping to play directly for her teammates. Bundoora, though, come away with it. Verratti was looking for Fresneda. Verratti played into Deeney, who tried to tuck it around the corner, couldn't do so. It was fantastic work from Maya Popperwell to come back and ensure that nothing untoward happened there. But now he is trouble on this left-hand side. An overlapping run from Rankin. 1-2 in midfield. Lamont instead will look for Vlaming. The ball had far too much on it to be a threat. And Jamila Rankin there was making the overlapping run and was in acres of space on the left-hand side. But instead, Preston opted to play that 1-2 with Lamont, and then Lamont trying to go central to find Vlaming. In the meantime, here's Deeney again, being mowed down by Lamont. And that's an example there of that pace of Ellie Lamont. If she can get in behind the Bundoora defence, she will cause problems, as she has done throughout the entire league season, and indeed in the Nike Cup. She was one of 4 goal scorers actually in their Nike Cup quarter-final against Spring Hills. It ended 5-4 after extra time. 2 goals to Mebe Tanaka, who's on the bench today. 1 to Jamila Rankin. Susan von Sonkam on the bench today as well. Very dangerous player. And another to Ellie Lamont. What a seesawing, topsy-turvy game that was against VPL opposition. Spring Hills have won all but one of their games so far this season in the VPL. Up until that point, had a perfect record. The gap between VPL and NPL certainly isn't that high. We're seeing that on display tonight as well. Here's Flaming, a ball in behind to Johnson, who can't hit the target again. And Hayley Johnson has probably had the best side on goals for Preston so far in this half. Hasn't been able to hit the target. Elizabeth Ayer will say that she had that near post well covered. But again, it was that pace, that time from Flaming to get in behind, and that has been blocked by Lamont, which has given Johnson a golden opportunity. And this time she puts it away. Hayley Johnson, sharpshooter. And it's Preston Lions who have taken the lead. And that'll be so disappointing for Bundoora, because they've done all the hard work, and all it takes is one missed kick out from the back. Ellie Lamont was able to stick a boot out and play the ball into the path of her teammate Johnson, who had missed previously. She wasn't going to miss a third time. The ball came in off the inside of the post. And after all of their pressure, when it seemed like Bundoora was starting to get back into the game, it's the Lions who have that all-important goal. And if it was a mountain to climb before for Bundoora, well, the mountain just got quite a lot bigger. I was talking before about the Bundoora fans in the crowd, plenty of Preston fans as well. Not sure if you heard that on the mic at home. Lamont. Johnson. Wood. Monet has it back to IR and launches it into the crowd. Ishimura. Tyson loses out. Fresneda. It's an interesting mindset shift now for Bundoora, because you can imagine the plan before the game would have just been, as long as it's scoreless, you never know. But they came back from 1-0 down in the quarterfinal. Kilo Parker in the same division. Henderson comes back and clears the danger in that one. While Kilo Parker in the same division, the previous game that they'd played, Kilo Park had actually won 8-0. So it was a massive turnaround that time. This time, of course, you've got the might of Preston currently sitting second in the NPL. You'd think again, 1-0 down, you're in a dangerous situation, but they did it in the quarterfinal, and they certainly won't be giving up the task here. Johnson in another battle. She'll hook it over the top, looking for the Mont. It'll get there. Ayer punches away cleverly and comes to claim. That's fantastic goalkeeping from Elizabeth Ayer, who's really making a name for herself tonight already. The presence of mind, firstly, to track the trajectory of the ball and be able to clear it away, and then secondly to dive on it in the follow-up. It really is impressive stuff from the goalkeeper. Checker playing the ball all the way back. Nishimura. Lamont. Oh, simple football for Preston. It might pay off here. Johnson tracking this one down. Haley Johnson still going. Takes it around the keeper. Is brought to ground. And a penalty is awarded. Well, Haley Johnson was running onto the ball like a freight train. It was only a subtle touch from Aya, but it was enough. The contact brought the striker to ground, and it will be Johnson with the opportunity to score a brace and double Preston's lead. This could be a hammer blow here for Bundoora. There's a bit of trouble from the Bundoora United bench. There will be a yellow card produced as a result of all of that. Referee Angelique Katsalis laying down the law, ensuring that her decision is respected, as she should. So Johnson to make it two against Elizabeth Aya. Haley Johnson makes absolutely no mistake. A perfect penalty into the bottom corner of the net. And as we approach the 35-minute mark, it is Preston Lions 2, Bundoora United 0. Well, simple football for Preston, but it come up with the biscuits. And a couple of long balls. Johnson's such a handful to deal with in and around the penalty area. A clip from the keeper, and that's all it took. Preston very much now in the ascendancy in this game. Melissa Missalidis trying to find a way through from defence. She'll go long instead. Ball, well, you can see the frustration from Karina Tapali. Threw her hands in the air. The ball was nowhere near, really. And a play like Emma Checker would just gobble that up all day long. Here's Lamont. Ball taken away by Johnson. Just took her time there, Johnson. Play it back to Tyson, who'll help it on its way to Feeks. It's probably the right idea to try and release Rankin, but too much on that ball from Feeks, so out for a Bundoora throw. Nishimura finding Rankin. Rankin delivering. Safe hands from Aya. Of course, the winner of this game will take on either Bulleen Lions or FE Emerging in the final. That'll be a fascinating semi-final next week. Same place, same time in 7 days. The ball's in behind Nishimura. Great touch and takes the strike. Deflected away for a corner. And that was tricky from Nishimura to find her feet, find space to take the shot. In the end, enough white shirts in the way to see it out for a corner. Yeah, that other semi-final next week will be fascinating. You know how good FE Emerging can be on their day. Bulleen currently top of the MPLW Victoria ladder. As Nishimura delivers dangerously, and it's in the back of the net. It's gone all the way through. Touched from Aya, but the goal won't stand. A foul in the build-up. According to referee Angelique Catsales, there wasn't too much protest from Preston. So Bundoora get away with one there. They won't get away with that though. Savi Mehta, a handball right on the edge of the penalty area. So another opportunity straight away for Preston from another set piece. I didn't see who managed to chest that ball in. It was Ayers tried to palm it away and ended up hitting a Preston player and going in. The referee has ruled that it was done illegally, so no goal. Nishimura, will she go herself yet? Plenty of targets. She can try and swing it in the top corner as well. Well, she will go herself. Johnson was there as well. Couldn't quite get the direction that she needed to complete her hat-trick. She's such a technically good player. Very Nishimura makes it very challenging from set pieces. Lamont, well, she's charged down. Another attempt by Bundoora to play it out from the back. Couldn't get there this time ahead of Elizabeth Aya, of course. That was the cause behind the first goal of this evening. It was an interception by Lamont into the feet of Johnson. Molly May Ramsey putting it forward. Nishimura over the top. Lamont is onside. Ellie Lamont shoots. Maya is there. She had to be as well because looking at the back stick was Ellie Vlaming. And the third before half-time would be extremely difficult for Bundoora to come back from if it wasn't already. Johnson can't get there. Ball goes over Tyson, but she manages to reclaim. Nishimura. Lovely touch from Nishimura. Attempted ball in behind, couldn't find its target, but again, that's another example as if we needed more of the technical ability of the player. Well, I'll tell you what, Miss Alita's there had an air swing at the ball, which probably prevented Nishimura from getting there. I think it shocked everyone. Anyway, that was a foul committed, so Bundoora will continue moving the ball forward. Napolitano. Ball up to Karina Tapali. She's just muscled off the ball by Molly May Ramsey. Intercepted by Johnson. Hayley Johnson looking for the clever diagonal. The coaching staff believe it was offside of Bundoora. It wasn't called. The assistant referee, of course, in the best position. Polizzano up the line. Turned, played into the feet of Deeney. Fresneda. And a pass intercepted by Rankin. Will she go herself here, Rankin? She's got Vlamic ahead of her. She'll play ball in behind instead, but Vlamic won't get there ahead of Misselidis. Tyson shoots from distance herself. Well, ambitious. Worth a shot at this stage of the game. Deeney looking for the run of Maya Popplewell. Instead, it'll go all the way back to Preston's keeper, Charlotte Ray-Horrison. Hasn't had too much to do today. Was involved in that nasty-looking collision earlier in the half, which will probably result in a couple of minutes of stoppage time in this first half. Checkers ball knocked away. Great work from Deeney. Just nudge off her player. The pass didn't match the effort to win the ball though. Ray-Horrison easily able to come over and get play started again to Preston's advantage. Flaming. Over the top to Nishimura. Flag stays down. Miri Nishimura tries to go the cheeky chip. And unfortunately, from her perspective, there was no source with that chip. Well and truly over the crossbar. Can Bundoora play it out safely here? Fresneda dropping very deep. And Ellie Lamont again is involved. Lamont will try and whip in across. Io is there at the front post. And the ball, in fact, was out before the cross came in. It's great work again, though, by Lamont. She's been the, I guess, presser in chief. She's been the one winning those balls high for the most part for Preston. Oh, fantastic work to keep the ball alive there by Tapali. It's called back for a foul in the process. Well, an issue here. Fourth official Gabrielle McCoy has just called Angelique Katsalis over to deal with something. Had a word to Emma Checker by the looks of it, and then has called play on. Not sure what's going on there. All smiles after the fact. Tapali still alive. All out for a Bundoora throw. We are in stoppage time of the first half now. Polizano. A scuffed clearance has given Bundoora an opportunity late in the half, but Fresneda wasn't able to find the route to goal. And now it's Preston, who are the team in the ascendancy. The Mont skips around one. She's got Flaming at the back post. If she can find her, Aya able to claim easily. And referee Angelique Katsalis has whistled for half-time here at the home of the Matildas, Bundoora United. They set up well, they weathered the early storm, but eventually Preston were able to break through 2 goals to Hayley Johnson, the second of which was a penalty kick won by herself. Means that at half-time in the Nike Cup semi-final, it's Bundoora United 0, Preston Lions 2. Hello and welcome back to Football Victoria's coverage of the Nike Cup semi-final here at the home of the Matildas between Bundoora United and Preston Lions. It is Preston who currently lead 2-0, 2 goals to Hayley Johnson. The first of which, an intercept from Ellie Lamont, led to the goal. The second, a penalty kick rifled into the bottom corner. Well, for Preston, they'll be very happy with the position they're in. Probably feel like they could have scored one or two more as well. And the player who is incredibly dangerous could help them get this win and add some more goals to the scoreboard. Is preparing to come on, Susan von Sonkamp. She will replace Dakota Tyson. It looks like no half-time subs for Bundoora. On the other hand, we see confirmation of that substitution by fourth official Gabrielle McCoy. Well, for Bundoora, they held on well the first 20-25 minutes or so. And then once Preston scored that goal, you really did feel like it was going to be a difficult battle for them. How will they rise to the occasion? The second half of the Nike Cup semi-final is now underway. They came back from 1 goal down in the quarter-final. Of course, this is a very different proposition this evening against the Preston side who are looking to put the foot down and really go on with it. For either team, it would be the first time that this game will take on the winner of the other semi-final next week. Berlin Lions or FV emerging. It will take place at this very venue in 7 days' time. Johnson. Ball lifted over the top, looking for Lamont early. Didn't score a goal in that half, Ellie Lamont, but it was a constant threat. Really set up that first goal in particular. That's a lovely ball in behind to Georgia Henderson, who may have been in two minds as to whether she would shoot or cross there. Von Sonkamp, who had just come onto the pitch, was lurking in the back post. In the end, I think Lamont saw the keeper, Elizabeth Ayer, a little bit off her line, decided to try and sneak it in at the near post. Didn't quite come off the way she had intended. There's a lovely ball into the path of Ellie Flaming. Just wasn't able to get it under control. She'll reel it in though at the byline. Jamila Rankin on her left. Ball's headed away. Now Maeve Deeney will release Popplewell on the right-hand side. And there's an example of how Bundoora can attack. Maeve Deeney was very busy in the first half. The best opportunity came actually from a cross created by the good work of Karina De Pauli. And it was Deeney who was there, ready and waiting to receive the cross. Can't get to the ball ahead of Melissa Missalidis, so Preston will have their first corner of the second half. Much like the beginning of the first half, Preston have come out strongly after the break. There was a real flurry of corners and attacking opportunities. Bundoora seemed to have weathered most of the storm, but then gave the ball away cheaply, and the rest is history. Here's Nishimura. Header from Johnson. She was a bit too far away from goals to really affect that in a positive way. As Rankin has the ball taken off her by De Pauli. Popplewell. We square it to Dini, but she had to Powley on the left-hand side waiting. Being American and coming in mid-season, she's probably got a lot less fear. Karina Tapowley. She's here to make a name for herself. Starting a professional career is her aim. She's looked pretty good tonight against an NPL team. Rankin trying to touch it around to player. Wins the throw. Henderson. Von Songkamp. All the way out wide. Shot. Well and truly over the crossbar by Molly May Ramsey. Must have taken a deflection on the way through. Players lining up to defend or attack the Preston corner, depending on what shirt they're wearing. Set piece delivered, dangerous. Aya couldn't punch it away, but it's hooked out by Dini. On the charge again, Bundoora trying to get there, but it was good work from Von Songkamp to track back and ensure that attack went no further. That ball over the top will go safely into the gloves of Aya, who spots Popplewell all on her own. Maya Popplewell. Can't touch it around Henderson. Henderson's ball searching for Johnson. Well, it's unsophisticated stuff from both sides at the moment, and an unfortunate slip there has opened the door for Johnson to play it in behind for Susan Von Songkamp, who somehow inexplicably misses the frame of goal. Well, that looked for all money like that would be Preston's third. Johnson giving her teammate the double teapot as well. Well, a player of Von Songkamp's quality, you'd expect her to put that one away. She's scored plenty of goals in the A-League Women, scored plenty of goals at NPL level in New South Wales predominantly. Here come Preston again, though. It'll go out for a goal kick this time. One player who is very thankful that Von Songkamp missed was Taylor Halabi. She was the player who slipped. It wasn't her fault, of course. It's quite dewy. It's still looking a lovely surface, the home of the Builders. Maybe a little bit worse for wear than we're used to, just because of those National Youth Championships held here over the past week or so. Still, given the volume of games, it has held up very well. Miri Nishimura, Johnson can't get the touch and was offside in any case. Julia Mamone was tracking her run. Long goal kick taken by Aya. All the way to Checker. Ball into midfield. Lamont. Checker. And Checker now lines up the long ball. It's intercepted well by Mamone. Rankin's throw. And Suncamp's touch, not a good one. It finds the feet of Popplewell. Now Popplewell over the top to Deeney. And Nemecheka, so experienced, able to get back and cut off the run of Maeve Deeney. It's one of the advantages of having a player like Nemecheka in your defence. Again, over 150 appearances in the A-League Women's, 7 Matildas caps, 28 years of age, has been there, done that. And knows exactly what to do in those sorts of situations. She's faced them countless times in her career. Fantastic leader for the young Preston players to learn off. Like Hayley Mercedes is preparing to come on the pitch for Bundoora, receiving final instructions from the coaches. Preston getting themselves out of a little bit of a spot of bother. Again, it's DePauli who is heavily involved. Checker playing it back into the mix-up. Lamont, Henderson as well. Popplewell. He's got a player in the middle, but Sunkamp uses her pace to get back and cut off the pass to Taylor Halabi. Halabi, one of a couple of players who are former Preston Lions players. Hayley Mercedes, who is the player coming on now, she is the other former Preston player. So she'll come on for Maeve Deeney, who had a reasonably good game, was very involved, of course, had that collision with goalkeeper Charlotte Hay-Horrison in the first half, so perhaps a little bit precautionary, but, well, Mercedes, we know what she can do. She was actually Preston's top goal scorer all the way back in 2021 with 7 goals for them. And she's someone who the fans here are quite familiar with. That season was injury curtailed, she's still only 25 years of age. Someone who can definitely add some firepower from the bench when Bundoora really need it. Preston not able to get past Alessia Napolitano on that side. The ball will be played out for a corner. It was Molly May Ramsey who made that run up that far side. Speaking of firepower, the next sub for Preston, Mabe Tanaka, getting ready to come onto the pitch as well, no doubt after this corner. Shimura, dangerous. Aya can only punch away as far as a Preston player, and that time that goal will count. Ellie Lamont slams it home from a corner. And it's Preston Lions 3, Bundoora 0. Well, that corner will be the final action of young Ellie Vlaming. She's replaced by Mabe Tanaka. Of course, that's the second time that Preston have had the ball in the back of the net from that sort of situation. On that occasion, though, that one counted, unlike the first time. Lamont was the player who was in the right place at the right time, and now another opportunity for her to put it away. Instead, it will come to Henderson, who'll play it back to Lamont. She'll have to turn back inside. She's got Rankin on her outside. Plays a tricky back heel, and Rankin is found. Jamila Rankin with the cross. Kicked away by Elizabeth Iyer. And now transition. Bundoora, what can they do? The crowd urging them forward. Popplewell, play it to Topali. Back to Popplewell. And things have slowed down now. Topali, though, still trying to get there. And she's brought to ground. The crowd livid, believing that Bundoora should have a penalty. In truth, from this angle, it did look like a 50-50 challenge. Here she is on the ball again. Topali shoots from distance! And Bundoora United get their goal! A stunning strike from the American. And she keeps the VPL side in the game. Oh, Bundoora. It was always going to be tricky for them. You always got the sense that they needed to produce something spectacular, and that goal certainly was that. The crowd up and about now. Still got 2 goals to reel in here, but that will give them a real boost of confidence. A fantastic strike from Karina Topali. Little Rock Trojans in the US. Well, how about that? Her 5th goal since arriving in Australia. She scored 4 at VPL level. But now they've got to forget all about that goal and defend here, because it's come all through to Lamont. Well, that is not Ellie Lamont's proudest moment, because she had an open net at the near post, has taken an air swing, and it's bounced up onto her hand as a result. It was a great leave from Johnson. If this game gets any closer than it is right now, Lamont Ray Rue missing that opportunity. Here goes Topali again, trying to play a ball in behind. Ray Horrison wise to it. Doesn't let Maya Popplewell anywhere near having another opportunity. Suddenly, the coaching staff on their feet, the crowd on their feet and interested. And suddenly, Jamila Rankin badly misplacing passes. Somehow, despite all of Preston's dominance, it is they who are currently a little bit on the back foot, maybe shell-shocked. Perhaps expecting a nice, easy 3-4-0 win. Not expecting too much resistance. And they'll put it all to bed if they can score again, but as it stands, suddenly, it's Bundoora with the wind at their backs. Momentum will be halted slightly with this free kick. Well, everyone loves a cup underdog, don't they? 30 minutes or so to go. Bundoora United, 5th in VPL. Fair way behind that top 4 as well. Taking on a Preston Lions side who have been one of the dominant forces in the league above, and they are giving them a show here tonight. And Karina Topali, don't be surprised if that is a name that we see in the MPL or even above if she does choose to stay in Australia. Some talent. Go Bundoora, still on the ball. Grisnada, just evaded her, so Nishimura will look to calm things down, play things to Preston's advantage. Ball over the top to Rankin. Jamila Rankin, always dangerous when she gets the ball in these positions. Rankin goes one way and the other. We've seen a ball of quality. Hayley Johnson won the header. Couldn't find the target, but it was a strong one. Great ball in from Rankin. Aya just motioning at her defenders to move forward. She'll put it straight back into the middle of the pitch. Von Songkamp got there first, but it is Bundoora who come away with it. Emma Checker. The on-running Hayley Mercedes looking to press, as is DePauli. A little bit DePauli putting the pressure on Feeks. Gets the ball up the line. It's intercepted though by Fresneda. Fresneda in behind. Bundoora, what can they produce? Can they do something special here? Mercedes was there, but Ray Horrison, safe hands under pressure. Well, if you just tuned in, Preston were leading 2-0 at halftime thanks to a Hayley Johnson brace. They came out and made it 3 from a corner. Ellie Lamont was the player in the right place at the right time to smash it home, but a wonder goal from Bundoора's Karina DePauli has made things interesting. Bundoora, they have their tail up, they have the crowd. It really can't be overstated how special it would be if they were to take this game to the wire. Even if they can't do so, this little period of time, this is what cup competitions are all about. Here's Lamont. Ellie Lamont, early cross, headed away straight into the path of Tanaka. What a save! That is stunning from Elizabeth Aya. A firmly hit strike from the substitute Tanaka that looked destined to rippling the back of the net. Aya got a mid-out, stopped it from going in, kept her team in the game, kept the good times rolling, but Johnson can't get there again. Aya, well, she might be in trouble because in the follow-through, and it wasn't Johnson's fault by any means, but just clipped Elizabeth Aya on the way through, and she looks to be in a little bit of strife. This would be of some concern because she has been fantastic this evening. Would be of double concern because on the team sheet at least there isn't another goalkeeper listed, and whether or not that's the truth of the matter or not, I can't tell you, but they will be sweating on the health of Elizabeth Aya here. She is back up on her feet. Both teams took the opportunity to get back into a huddle. For Preston, it'll be all about just calming things down. They've got this game well in control. There's no need to panic. But Bundoora, they've got to ride this wave of emotion, of energy. This is the thing that's going to help get them back into the game. If they are a chance of doing the sensational. And the stoppage is not advantageous to them by any stretch. Well, Dan Foden here is getting a bit of a talking to, and a yellow card as well, to the applause of the Bundoora United heavy crowd. There's a lot of sarcastic cheering going on. You can see fourth official Gabrielle McCoy just going over and having a chat to Kat Salas about something. Dan Foden must have made some sort of comment. He's apologising profusely now to the fourth official, trying to make things better. All smiles, pat on the shoulder. We play on. And it's Emma Checker who has the ball for Preston. Feeks been put under some pressure. Come out to Rankin. Jamila Rankin. And the bounce is eluded. Melissa Misselaitis. And now, well, the ball was through to Tanaka, but the flag was raised on that far side, so it'll be a Bundoora United free kick. Hayley Johnson making sure that it can't be taken quickly. Free kick, taken long. Come out to Lamont. Lily Lamont trying to turn away. Tricky little back heel, but instead of finding Henderson as it had been intended to, it'll be a Bundoora throw-in. The throw evades everyone. It'll bounce back out for a Preston throw. I think Bundoora thought that it would go their way then, which is why Mercedes let it go out. Either way, play continues. Mercedes in a battle with Lamont. Well, both teams appealing for a foul their way. Nothing was doing for the referee, and now Johnson is the player on the ball free. Hayley Johnson will play it back to Lamont, who'll launch it central. Headed away by Bundoora. Henderson asking a lot of Molly May Ramsey, but she will get there. Molly May Ramsey delivering. Away by Savi Mehta. And now into the gloves of Elizabeth Iyer. Fresneda was free. It's a good option from Iyer. And cries of go from the crowd. They've got to be quick, Bundoora. And Fresneda's held up play there, and probably not for the better. The throw does go their way, though. But building up from this sort of angle is going to be much more challenging than when spaces opens up in transition. When they let Preston get back and organise like that, it's making things difficult again. Preston have had 2 days extra rest than Bundoora as well, which will definitely be a factor late in the second half. Of course, both leagues non-professional, but there is that extra level of fitness at an NPL level that may begin to show itself as well. Seedy maybe trying to make a point in front of her old teammates as well. Intercepted. Played forward now. Good turn by Tapali. Fresneda. She knows how to put him in the back of the net. Tapali brought to ground. No foul, according to the referee, so we play on. Bundoora with another opportunity to build up. Diagonal ball finds its way all the way through to Mercedes. Hayley Mercedes' ball can't beat the defence. And suddenly it's Preston, who inexplicably are the team that can't get out of their half. They'll have an opportunity to now, though, after that pass goes astray. Johnson hacked down by Taylor Halabi there. Very close to a yellow card, not given. The crowd riding every kick, every pass now. After the game was going to what seemed like a simple, straightforward result. Oh, it certainly isn't straightforward anymore for Preston. Emma Checker. Lamont. Good touch, but she was offside. So Bundoora are the team that will win the free kick and have another opportunity to retain possession, to work their way up pitch. Elizabeth Iyer will just kick it as long as she can, understandably so. And Georgia Henderson does really well to win it. Goes to ground as well, but play will continue. Lamont. Haley Lamont cutting back inside. Will cross on her right. Johnson left it. And a shot from distance from Fonsongkham. Another wonderful save from Elizabeth Iyer. Well, Susan Fonsongkham got every bit of that shot. And Iyer has managed to make another spectacular save. As the chance go up for Elizabeth Iyer as well over on the goalkeeper's side. Everyone's getting involved. Opportunity not over for Preston though. Nishimura will deliver a corner straight out of play. So Iyer with a goal kick. I believe the chant was Iyer's on fire, your attack is terrified, which it's a good variation if you ask me. I enjoyed it. Mamone in a battle with Lamont. One out for a moment. Mercedes play it back. Fresneda. She's got to be quicker, Fresneda. Verratti. Oh, great touch to beat Lamont. She's got space now to drive into, but the pass cut out by Jade Feats. Johnson. Tanaka. Maybe Tanaka up against Alessia Napolitano. Tanaka, her shot blocked. And Fresneda tried to play it forward. She had the right idea. Couldn't wrap her boot around it. If she had released Popple well, then they had the numbers, Bundoora. Hayley Johnson has really been central to everything today. Molly May Ramsey, dangerous ball. Fonsongkham header. Well, it found the back of the net, but not before the flag was raised. There's a good header too from Fonsongkham and a pinpoint cross from Molly May Ramsey. It won't count. And Iyer will take this as quickly as possible. Still 15 or so minutes left in this game. Still plenty of time for Bundoora. Of course, another goal for Preston would probably kill it, but in the meantime, these fans here and these players on the pitch will keep believing. We'll keep dreaming of miracles. Checker, Lamont, Johnson, still Lamont is brought to ground fairly unceremoniously by Melissa Misselidis. Coach Dan Foden just motioning for Checker to play it to Nishimura. She obliges. Fonsongkham and Tanaka rather has found a way through, but there's been a foul in the build-up, so it will be taken back. Maybe Tanaka was the player who would have been in the clear. Iyer can't beat Rankin. And that ball, well, turned out okay from Lamont. Didn't quite hit the intended target, but hit a teammate. And Iyer, well, her first kick wouldn't make the highlight reel, of which there is plenty from this game, mind you. Managed to get it under control in the end. Popple, well, can't reel it in, so Preston will have a throw on that side. Well, it's all or nothing now for Bundoora. They've got to throw everything at this. Cup football, winner takes all. Winner takes a place in the Nike FC Cup final. They'll be tired legs now. Legs that aren't used to playing this volume of football. Only 3 days since their previous league game on Sunday. They'll give everything to this Bundoora. Savi Meta gets in, wins the ball. Resonator. Verratti being pushed backwards. Mamone. Back to Verratti. Henderson wins out. Plays it to Johnson, but Melissa Missalidis is there. And Ayers' ball bouncing over the head of Masiti, leading to a Preston throw. Rankin to Johnson. Johnson shut out by two Bundoora players. Halabi. Oh, good turn by Masiti. And will win the foul in the end. It was, in fact, Karina DePauli who made that turn and was fouled. Apologies. And the goal scorer continuing to get involved in the game. Well, it's still not last chance saloon yet. They're not throwing everyone up. But a good opportunity from a deep set piece. Resonator will take. Into the box. Headed away pretty comfortably by Georgia Henderson. Savi Meta. Checker will shepherd it calmly into the path of Frey Horrison. Shimura. Wonderful ball over the top into the path of Tanaka, whose shot flies over the crossbar. We'll see another substitution now for Preston. It's Summer Caponecchia, who's the player coming on to the park. Ellie Lamont will take her leave. She's been busy, Lamont, causing all sorts of problems. It was her hard work that led to the first Preston goal, scored by Hayley Johnson. Both players getting a warm round of applause from the Preston fans in the crowd. And the 18 years of age, Summer Caponecchia, has made 5 appearances in the NPL this season, in the league. In the cup as well. Here she is on the ball immediately, playing it back to Johnson. Checker. Forward to Tanaka. Mebe Tanaka cutting inside, strike. Straight at Elizabeth Aya that time. Long kick helped on its way by Julia Mamone. Fonsongkamp. Susan Fonsongkamp beats one defender, can't beat a second. Missalidis hit it as close to the grandstands as she could, although there could be an issue here for Savi Meta. Just cramp by the looks of it. It is a very chilly night here in Bundoora. Wednesday nights in Melbourne in winter rarely do get too warm. Rankin. Fonsongkamp was offside. So Bundoora win the ball in their own half. Real sense of urgency now for Bundoora. Zaya plays it to Meta. It's good work to win it in midfield. Holding off the challenge of Henderson. Henderson goes to ground and takes DePauli to ground as well. So Bundoora win the free kick again. We played forward quickly. Headed away. Put back into the mixer by Mamone. come out to Verratti. Louisa Verratti closed down quickly though. Of course, you've got to remember that it was Bundoora who has done the majority of the defending so far in this game as well, and that takes it out of you physically as much as anything else, as much as having 2 days less break from the league, as much as the difference in league levels perhaps, just all that defending they did in the first half, it does take its toll. Here's Summer Caponecchia. Summer Caponecchia goes to ground. What would the decision be? It's a goal kick. Well, the 18-year-old thought that she'd won a penalty for her side to seal the results. She's just come off the bench. She's made an almost instant impact. And the referee, Angelique Katsalis, ruling that there was not enough contact for that to be a penalty. In the meantime, here's Von Sonkamp being played through by Henderson. Von Sonkamp in the box. Susan Von Sonkamp straight at Elizabeth Ayer. Verratti. Good work by Henderson. She's been so good in midfield. She's a really understated part of Preston's success, Georgia Henderson. As Bundoora conceded the foul. Only 22 years of age, Henderson. She's busy, able to make a presence of herself throughout any game she plays, really. Just can be that link between defence and midfield as that ball tries to find Caponecchia. It'll come instead to Hayley Johnson for her hat-trick. Misses wide. Again, the 18-year-old Summer Caponecchia has come on and made a huge difference up front. That time, almost allowing an opportunity for Hayley Johnson to score her third. And touch getting away from Popplewell. The longer this goes on without Bundoora's second goal, the quieter the crowd get, perhaps more despondent. Caponecchia again on the ball, playing the overlapping run of Johnson. Von Sonkamp is there. She'll head it back across goal. Instead of going herself, is again into the path of Caponecchia. Probably should have tried to hit the target herself there, Von Sonkamp. She's hit the back of the net with a header once in this game, although it didn't count due to a foul in the build-up. Bundoora. This might just be last chance saloon. If they can score from this play, it really will make the last few minutes in stoppage time very, very interesting indeed. Savi Mehta with the throw. To Powley. Karina to Powley, can't get past Miri Nishimura and Georgia Henderson as well, helping out. Verratti, air swing. And Preston, the team that win the throw. Last roll of the dice for Bundoora United's coach Jonathan Barrientos. Two players coming on the pitch, Alana Benikovic and also Samantha Black. They'll replace Savi Mehta and also Julia Mamone. So it really is players that Barrientos hopes can make one last bit of difference. sure as well that the coach is keen to reward his players who have gotten the team to this point with minutes in the semi-final. It's an incredible achievement in its own right to be the last VPL team standing. But after having come so far, they'll be throwing everything at going one more step. Time is running out for them, though, as Elizabeth Ayer clears that out of play on that far side. Makeshift ball kids on that side, giving the ball back. Popplewell. Ball taken away by Nishimura. Johnson feeding the ball out wide, and then Tanaka goes to ground. 3 minutes of stoppage time is the signal from the fourth official, so Bundoora have 3 minutes to make something spectacular happen. Rankin. Fonsong-Kam. Susan Fonsong-Kam still going, beats one, beats two. Fonsong-Kam, but just ran out of space in the end. Maybe tried a little bit too much there, Fonsong-Kam. Rankin. Can Preston perhaps score a fourth? Rankin's ball in behind finds Mebe Tanaka, side netting. Well, in truth, if you were to look at the stats and to assess the game in a way that makes any sense, Preston have well and truly deserved their victory today. They have dominated large parts of the game. They've had ample opportunities on another day, really. They could have scored 6 or 7 if not for the fantastic goalkeeping of Elizabeth Ayer. But the Bundoora United fans and the players on the pitch, they'll remember that period of time after Karina DePauli's goal went in and there was hope. It really felt like around this ground that a miracle may happen. But as we tick towards the end of stoppage time, it does seem like Preston will be the team that hold on. But Bundoora can certainly hold their heads up high. They've given everything to this 90 minutes. And really, that is all that Coach Jonathan Barrientos and the rest of his staff, as well as the fans in support here tonight, could have asked for. Checkers ball forward. Headed away for a Preston throw. Preston coach Dan Foden pretty relaxed, talking to fans. Certainly wasn't the case 10-20 minutes ago when that wave of momentum was pushing Bundoora back into the game. And they've weathered the storm, Preston, and may well still look to pick up a fourth. Nishimura. Maya Popplewell. Nishimura able to cut the attack out. And here come Preston to make it 4 and to seal the game. Tanaka misses wide. And that is the last kick of the game. The Preston Lions through to their first ever Nike FC Cup final. They've defeated a valiant Bundoora United here at the home of the Matildas. In the first half, a brace to Hayley Johnson got them off to the best possible start. Another goal to Ellie Lamont made it 3. before Bundoora's Karina DePaoli made it interesting. A long-range strike bringing it back to 3-1. That is where the score would remain. Certainly going into this game, if you look at the team sheets, if you look at the stats, Preston Lions outgunned, outmaneuvered Bundoora. But Bundoora United, the last team left in this competition from the VPL, gave just as good as they got. They left everything out there on the pitch. And that goal from DePaoli, well, the memory of that moment, the way the crowd, the fans, the team got behind them, and that will be something that they will remember for a very, very long time. It's been a pleasure having your company this evening, as always, on the Football Victoria's coverage of the Nike FC Cup semi-final. My name is Taryn Heddo. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. It ends here. Bundoora United 1, Preston Lions 3.